Welcome back to some professional StarCraft 2, where I'm always excited to introduce the Terran player in the bottom left in the blue. It's the People's Terran. It's Kier. But a challenger today, somebody a little bit different. We haven't seen too much of him. I'm excited to introduce in the red, the Polish Protoss. It's Gerald. And Team Size Storm Gaming has been languishing with the rest, but starting to compete against the best. A best of 3 TVP. Something a little bit different. And no, I don't mean misclicking your probes onto a pylon instead of the gas geyser. No, instead, a bit of a different take on the Protoss versus Terran matchup. And it's something a little bit different, but also very much the same. Might as well be the tagline of this channel. So hopefully you enjoy. And if you do, it'd be awesome if you could like, subscribe. Jimmy, what are we at? 1,123 likes. And I'll cast another series. And honestly, I'll probably do it anyways. I don't know what else I'd do with my life. But thank you for being here. Hopefully you've had a good day so far. Hopefully it's about to get a little bit better. As these two, honestly, I have no idea. It's exciting to have no idea what to expect. Kier as the rank 3 player in the world, kind of unceremoniously, but I think is the clear favorite, as Gerald still has really hasn't made. Honestly, I can't even think of a single major upset for Gerald, but I'm hoping this is the one we're looking for. I know he's put on a lot of exciting games, but like so many Protoss nowadays, exciting losses seems to be the name of them. It is going to be the signature Widow Mind Drop opener. Kier won a GSL against Zest, of all incredibly handsome people, with this build, or at least heavily off of it. Though just the standard generic Widow Mind Drop, not adding an armory, doesn't have a reactor, none of these fancy fixins, just good old-fashioned stock medevac. And behind it, what do we got? A tech lab on both the factory and on the starport. So while Gerald goes for, oh no, the scouting Hellion gets in. Medevac's already on the way across the map. Blank is not quite done yet. Stalkers are heading towards the main. He knows the timing. I don't believe he saw the medevac, but the Hellion does give away a little bit of this. Just showing it at all has given Gerald kind of an idea of what's happening here, but he doesn't have much time to react. Sees the Widow Mines. Unfortunately, the wall-off kind of works against him here. But so far, just... oh, he's trying to juggle it. The Prairie Dog micro. We got 10 more seconds. He's gonna let one trigger. Here, the amount of mining time lost is significant. Oh, moments before blink. And the medevac gets to the corner, will remain for the foreseeable future. Forge, already a Robo Bay on the way for Gerald. They're sprinting towards, I have to assume, the Colossi. Our Stalker's warping in. Yeah, a bit of an uncomfortable situation, but overall, well, the real value is in the mining time lost. Usually one of those stats that casters like to harp about when they have nothing else to talk. But Widow Mines are singular in their ability to either permanently or significantly reduce mining. The cost efficiency is quite dramatic in favor of the mines, as long as you can keep them alive. And Gerald, unable to deal with that too early, has suffered a bit in his production, but that doesn't mean he's not going to have a chance to follow it up. Widowmine comes back in, looking for more. Oh! Gets 5 probes. So that's a permanent reduction like I was talking about there. But I believe he lost the medevac, so at least that has been dealt with. Scan at the natural. We'll spot the rest. And you will see Robo Bay already upgraded. That extended thermal lance, recently de-extended, which is something no one's excited to do with their thermal lance, but back to that 9 range instead of 10. Not particularly relevant, well, and not as relevant in this matchup as against Zerg, where lurkers can have up to 10 range, but still, one less is one less, as they say. 4 more gates. So far, a relatively typical build-up from Gerald. He's got the Colossi, the Blank Stalkers. He's filling in charge lots, as well as plenty of gateways here. Picking off as much as he can with the Blank Stalkers on the way across. If he could get the Raven. The key to everything. It unlocks any sort of real aggression here from Cure. Without the Raven, it becomes a lot easier to overrun this army. But the Raven with interference matrix, even maybe with a couple of auto turrets. Oh, wow. Gerald a little out of position. Cure might be able to just run up and get the damage done. The Stalkers are actually at the back here. Scrambles 1, scrambles 2 Colossi. The Robo itself is vulnerable and will be targeted down, permanently pausing Colossus production. He's gonna wait patiently for the interference matrices to run out. What else do we have here? We got a double medevac drop. He recalls the Stalkers onto this. Cure is flying right over. He already queued up the medevacs, but he's gonna end up losing both of them. Manages to burrow just one of the Widowmines here. Targets the probes, but that also does the damage to the bio. It looks like the other attack was kind of on pause for these players. The interference matrices have run out. There's a couple Widowmines with the army. Cure is tearing through the rest of the defenses right now. And trying to come by. Widowmines will hit the Colossi, which are probably actually the best case scenario here. Losing so many more probes. Cure just slicing through Gerald's defenses. And so far, a spirited fight, but it clear momentum heading towards Cure in this match. Double Robo, try to make up for lost time on production. Cure's trademarked macro. I say trademark because it stands out so much. It's his signature move. His signature move is not micro, but a lot of macro mechanics and just the ability to keep that production going. And that's why, even though it looks like he doesn't take the greatest fights, he doesn't need to, because he simply has enough units to win them anyways. A war of attrition is one that Cure will almost certainly win. And right now, he's kind of dragging it into one. Yeah, so far Cure has lost a similar amount of minerals, a few hundred more gas. He's on 3 bases, 70 workers apiece. Ghosts in production, adding that extra layer of potential damage onto the Protoss army. The Nexus under attack. Recall still on cooldown here. And the Nexus already taken some permanent damage. Ghost spotted by the Observer. Cure still sharking around. Gerald knows the map is dark and full of Terrans. But what can he do with it? Right now has almost no vision. Whoop. Colossi actually getting caught. Scrambled one of them. Widowmines. Oh no, the Robo Bay this time. He got the Robos before. Now gets the source of the Colossi. Recalls a handful of Stalkers. The Terran army easily going to deal with this. The Widowmine's going to take some of it on the way. Doesn't blank out. Eats the hits onto the Stalkers. Cure dives in towards the main. More probes down. Stalkers make their way to the back. The medevacs cannot recall. They might be able to boost, but they can't recall. So he has to be a little careful with them. Wait, feedback. Might be able to do something about it. Not quite enough damage to kill him. But feedback makes him very uncomfortable. It's like we're on Facebook right now. So far, though, it does very much look... I mean, Cure, it's 173 to 121 supply. Let's not gloss over it. Cure is streets ahead right now. All he has to do is comfortably drive down him. As Gerald... 4 Colossi is a sizable number. A colossal number, even, if you would. But not much to back him up. There's not too many Marauders with the army. So this is a bit more difficult. Juggles away. Some of the supply, actually 30. Okay, so 30 of Cure's army supply is tied up in the back here. 30 of it inside those medevacs. So that means the actual standing army on the field. Gerald has a handful of Stalkers. 3 Stalkers. That's it back there. He's pretty confident he can deal with this. Honestly, Cure is almost kind of waiting. He needs to go or just give up this opportunity because his army supply is nearly maxed out and so much of it is tied up in limbo, in purgatory right now. EMP, anti-armor missile for whatever's left over. Gear softens up the army about as much as you can. The only way Gerald comes back into this... Oh my god, these feedbacks. He can't quite hit the other one. He's eventually... He can't stop the medevacs from gaining energy. Oh god. Those Marines are marauders. The ship is sinking. Eventually they'll get enough energy that feedbacks will kill him. Oh no, stand right there. Colossi, burn through the Stalker to get the Widowmine underneath. Fusion core is on the way, but advanced ballistics almost certainly on the agenda. Now, I wonder if Gerald is intentionally going to leave these. Because Cure isn't moving them. This is such a Cure move, is to have a quarter of your army stuck in medevacs in the corner of the map. Like, now the standing army without those medevacs is larger for Gerald. Oh no. He's managed to max out. We're doing the most painful yet effective Widowmine clearing. The Stalker proximity laser. Alright, they're still back. There's one medevac that hasn't been... they're still back there. This is worth noting. It is of note. Oh no. Well, he gets two of them. Finally. Here decides to free up that supply one way or another. But this gives Gerald an opportunity to maybe jump on the army. Gets the Raven. And honestly, I think this is true of a lot of Protoss players especially. The issue is, with players like Cure, you never get up off the map. Alright? You're on the back foot the entire time. They pin you down and knock you out. But in this case, Cure kind of left it hanging with those medevacs. And now Gerald has an opportunity, some breathing room here. And that's all he could ask for. Let's see what he does with it. Widowmine's being dealt with. And Vikings kind of cornered. Cure just playing... seeing how many medevacs he could lose over open water. In a game that does not have water units. The Liberators come out, though. They got advanced ballistics. Cure with rapid reignition thrusters. On the way. One of the few players who will actually remember that upgrade exists. It's quite an amazing upgrade. Medevac speed and boost cooldown. The Nexus dies, but the recall saves the day. Well, at least we'll kill a lot of these units. I don't know what saves the day looks like in this scenario. Widowmines take a few more hits. 5 Liberators at a time, but Disruptor is on the field. Finally joining us. EMP is on the front line. As Gerald, he doesn't have a Stargate at all. So he has no easy ability to deal with advanced ballistics Liberators. Oh. Rocks opening up another opportunity, but the Liberator count has grown dramatically. He's got double digits already. Oh my god. Cannons will deal with the Widowmines. Disruptor shots. Oh no! And a prison of his own design. Cure just pinned up his bio units, loses a chunk to the Ruptors, and now the Liberators have to reposition. The Zealots, no, they're not actually attacking. Oh no, the Colossus dies to a missile turret. But the base will go down. Oh my god, I think the missile turret got 2 Colossi, which is approximately 2 more Colossi than any missile turret should ever dream of. Gutting into the army. Not that Gerald is particularly huge. Alright, just throw that out there. Can never be too ambitious with those Disruptors. Somehow Cure has found himself pinned back into his own base. Looks like a Liberator was queued up, but not quite where he needed it to be in order to pin down the mineral mine. Moving forward. Takes out the sensor tower. Beautiful storms! Oh my, the Liberators! Oh, so many of the Liberators being bruised by that storm and the rest of the army. Honestly, I didn't even point out that Storm was in the... Didn't really register Storm was in production much earlier on, but he's been holding on to him until now. EMP, ooh, that Warp Prism. Be careful with those storms. Strong gust of wind might blow it away, but he moves right out of position, and Gerald steps in. Very precarious Prism. Disruptor shots find meaty chunks, though. A missile turret got the full Prism. Missile turrets are... I can't believe these missile turrets are getting so much. The missile turrets are doing the majority of the damage. Right, Jimmy? That was so exciting. Let's see it again. We're gonna have a talk after this one. I don't want to do... Disruptor shots. Chunk it up. And then the missile turret out of nowhere takes down a Prism with a Disruptor and 2 Templar. Oh my god. That's a lot of damage. Oh, we don't have the battle report, and it's the same hotkey. It's understandable. For now. Another Liberator just shows up uninvited. They never are invited. Okay, let's be honest here. They're not... it's different strokes. Well, more Liberator sieging up. EMP across the board, but a volley of Disruptor shots. At least one connects. The rest, though, a Venn diagram of freedom. Will just percolate those shots through. That's a new word. We're gonna try. I like the word, but I don't like it here. Percolating. It's fun to say though. Doesn't really work. But Bio Army up to the north. Gerald without a Stargate, he's gonna have trouble. The storms though make it harder for the Bio Army to just pick off another Nexus. Gerald still 60 probes, and he's kind of struggling for place to mine. Once again, Cure abandoned some of his units. Meanwhile, the survivors get into the main with the only lifeboats there. A group of charge mods scans the main. There is a recall, and picks up... They'll expect one of us in the wreckage, brother. Oh my. Another army annexing this base, and without a recall, there's almost no way. But the Gerald with the charge lots underneath, and the third base will have to be abandoned yet again. The once in future third. Pure has taken his entire side of the map horizontally. Oh my god. There are 16 Liberators on the map right now. 32 Stalkers is not an insignificant number. As the Liberators, there's almost too many at this stage. EMP is coming through. There is +2 ship weapons, which means they 2-shot or 1-shot Stalkers, depending on EMP. 20 probes down, but he clears up a lot of the Liberator. Oh, a lot of the What? He lost 15 Liberators. Wow. That is impressive. Most players don't even build 15 Liberators in a game. Cure just lost all of them. To Stalkers, mostly. There's still a Bio Army. DTs have joined the fray and have promptly left it. Oh, but the ghosts are getting sliced up, eviscerated. The medevac's going down, and Cure once again has medevacs abandoned in the corner. Oh, it's a messy one. Gerald holding on. Mixing in the DTs when he needed them most. They vanished, but intentionally. Another medevac taken out. There's a bunch of ghost vacs here. EMP is the Nexus. Recall's still on cooldown, but you can never be too careful. Gerald just taking out one of these bases. A lot of SCVs as well. No missile turrets to save the day. Gerald, well, are we really mining here, is the question. After this base goes down, Cure is precious low on mining locations. Now, Gerald only really has one mining base as well, so it's not like he's particularly rich at the moment. He has managed to get more army supply. That's a full energy nexus. Well, doesn't have any energy when it's dead. But somehow this game has ended up with Gerald kind of marginally ahead. He has 332 upgrades. +3 attack, armor, and +2 shields. The Liberator count, I can't believe he lost 15 Liberators in like 5 seconds. That is an impressive feat. This, oh my god! Goes bowling! And he finds an absolutely devastating strike. Nothing left to spare in that radius. Oh my. EMP, just gotta throw it out there. Suddenly, Gerald, with a significant supply lead. I put it down to those medevacs in the corner. Gerald couldn't capitalize. He's so good at building units, but he just kind of left his units hanging, quite literally, in the corner. And he couldn't capitalize on his army supply lead because his army supply was in purgatory. And now Gerald, with, you know, some difficulty, but successfully nonetheless, is making his way towards the production. And if he can get on top of it, Cure, well, he doesn't have the economy nor the production in that case. Another orbital, still the main. I don't know how many orbitals are out here. Another one gonna take a seat. He's got 6 orbitals, so he's not running out of bases quite yet. It looks like he managed to save another one. This observer has survived the entire game since it's been placed there. Overlapping fields of Liberator fire. Liberators move up. Ghost, EMP, and with those Liberators, Disruptor shot looks for an opportunity. Gotta be real careful at this stage as Gerald. It's looking good, but you could definitely overdo it. Between EMPs and +2 Liberators. Oh my. Colossi looking for an opportunity. Zealots. Double Liberator zones out the base. More Liberators. Area denial. This observer's so important here. Giving so much info to Gerald. He's coming in again. Thinks the army's out of position. Not quite there. Gerald with, well, Cure starting to dip in terms of income. Not even mules. He's just running out of locations to actually mine. Still has the left side. Storm softens up some of the bio. Another storm. Liberator count continues to grow. More missile turrets. Cure's had a lot of success with them so far. More warp-ins to the right flank. Bring some stalkers with it. And this double-pronged attack could be the difference. Missile turret kind of makes it difficult for the stalkers. Gonna lose a lot of the zealots here. Very obvious bait and switch attack, but it might be effective nonetheless. Some storms come through. Disruptor taken out. Cure holding. Ooh, last second split makes the difference. But Cure has 27 SCVs. More probes on the way. Gerald rebuilding. Even taking that center base. Usually the most vulnerable on the map. Very easy to attack from your opponent's side of the map. Stalkers might just go over the top here. Zealot eating the hits in the front. And gonna just grind through 4 of the Liberators. Another orbital, the factory flying. Disruptor shot flings into the Marauders. Factory, I guess, gonna try to zone things out. But Cure is bleeding out now. Cure, let's see the army supplies. Oh no. Well, those 15 Liberators, the 3 Purgatory medevacs and the 15 Liberators. Cure showing why he's the people's Terran. Despite his incredible macro, the mistakes were just too significant in this game. And unless Gerald makes one of an order of magnitude larger now, he's finally brought it all the way back. 26 minutes so far. Very wary of those missile turrets. Takes out another orbital, down to 4. 1 in flight, 2 in flight, actually. I think the other one just landed. And the Zealots. And with it, as it okay. There's a bunch of Liberators. He still has to kill the Liberators. Liberator sieging up. Gerald backing up. Cure just taps it out. Cure scanned for the bases on the other side. Realizes his economy isn't there. And it will be Gerald going up to a 1-game lead up against Cure. Wow. It was dicey. Honestly, it did look like Cure was in a position to just lean on him until he broke. But Gerald, when given any space, when giving any opportunity, he made full use of it. Turns it around, and now Cure is on match point. Wait, no, other way around. Cure is 1 game from eliminated. That's how best of 3s work, all right? You can do math. Or, if you can't, well, subscribe. Jimmy, game 2! Beautiful segue into Grezvin. I think Gerald realized that those medevacs being at the back was actually helping him. Because you're maxed out at 200 supply. Doesn't matter who you are. Maru, Cure, Innovation, Zergs, it's a little bit more flexible, so we're not going to include them here. So when 30 of it is stuck in flight, well, I don't blame him for this. Wow, full-on 2-gate proxy. Wow, okay. Gerald wants to bring this one home. I don't blame him at all, but also a huge risk. But potentially, series-winning reward. This would actually be one of the, like, we joke and prod and point out Cure's mistakes, but he still is the rank 3 Terran in the world. When it really counts. This is the North American ESL Cup here, so not the greatest of stakes, though. Essentially Cure's usual stomping ground. Dark and Beyond also take a piece of the pie, but 2 Zealot proxy? I can't remember the last time I saw this outside of a ladder game. Wow, just like a full-on Zealot proxy Rex. Crazy. He's building a Cybercore now. The SCV got in and saw nothing but... Wait, did he go all the way to C? He saw the Cybercore timing. Well, now he saw two gateways, so that'll do it. No, my God! No! Oh, somehow... The barracks... He was... So, Cure built the barracks. I don't know if this is why Gerald did this build, but Cure built the barracks with space for a reactor. He moved the barracks over with literally fractions of a second to spare. And the Zealot would have been able to either get in or block the barracks landing entirely. But Cure realized and moved over the barracks with that, like, pixel-perfect timing. Oh, no. If he gets in there, this just spirals out of control. You never get a bunker up. Gerald, it could very likely catapult him into winning the series. But instead, Protoss once again dumbfounded by the effectiveness of doors. They just can't deal with them. They didn't factor those in when designing their main frontline warrior to be a melee unit. They didn't see what the potential weaknesses could be. And that lack of foresight will be repeated many times throughout the campaign. It is lore accurate. Well, using the shade for vision here. Don't know if he noticed the Widow Mine there. It's very hard to see it with the shade. Oh my god. Widow Mine on the high ground, and oh no. Once again, by about an eighth of a second, Gerald gets the short end of the stim pack. The Widow Mine triggering just before the Adept can shade out. Proxy Dark Shrine. Oh god. He's gonna see. He's looking for. Oh my god. It's a disaster. Oh.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Wow. Okay. Well. So, everything that could go wrong pretty much for Gerald here has gone wrong. And the SCV is just gonna stay there because even if he can't, like, it's not even worth it to cancel at this point. I guess you could go back and macro it out. Cure has 34 SCVs. He's just waiting to move over once he has the army supply. Or enough siege tanks, which I guess counts as the army supply, to move on over. He may just go try to kill the Dark Shrine itself. As, it's not even done. They're just going straight for it. Gets the pylon, not that that's a huge part of this. Maybe realizing the Dark Shrine is a little bit too much to ask for at this stage. Now if he loses the medevac, Stalker's already tired. Well, this is gonna get awkward. The Marines are body blocking here. He really wants to pick him up. He's trying to get the medevac out. So this series is just a series of unfortunate medevacs here. Oh my god, is he gonna lose it? That would be an even greater disaster. So he loses all the Marines and doesn't kill the Dark Shrine. He gets a pylon. Almost loses the medevac. Well, maybe overestimating the capabilities of 8 unupgraded Marines. Siege tank will deny any attempt into the natural here for Gerald. Actually completes the shade a bit on. It's one of those games here where everything's gone wrong and you can't help but get involved in it. Oh, repair. Somebody, hello, anyone. All right, you gotta have the right certifications. This isn't PlanetSide. You have the tool already, yes, but legally, I am not. You'll ruin the warranty. It's on fire. Yes, but we don't have insurance for that. Bob, please. Robert? You're building a wall of depots, so these zealots will just be warped into the main. Or just drop out of the warp prism, actually. A little easier. Cure's entirety of his defense concentrated at the front. But the depot wall, the zealots charge all the way around the orbital. Get some crazy whiplash. But Cure, once again, confounding the Protoss with the intense and advanced technology of walls. That Archon looking like it's in the wrong game right now, actually. Wanders its way out on its own. Very lonely. Even though an Archon is technically... Archon, the only unit that is more lonely than the sum of its parts. 2 units become 1 unit. This does not solve its marital problems. Oh. Our Widow Mines, concussive shell, everything getting filled in. Gerald tried this 2-base timing. By the way, the proxy gates are still there. The Dark Shrine is still alive. Here we're gonna try the upgraded version of this, which is 8 Stim Marines with +1. Takes it down. Gonna juggle some of those Archons. We're gonna do some Archon drops. Alright, interesting. This game is extended much further than I expected it to. Medevac dropping out. Couple Zealots here to help defend. Honestly, it is another one of those scenarios that... Oh god, those Marines. That if Pure lets it go long enough, Gerald definitely can get right back into this. And in fact, he's almost there now. Got 47 probes. Okay, lost 5 there to the Marines. Gerald does have to defend this first push-out timing. Quite late in the grand scheme of things, but considering the proxy he's just now taken out, not particularly so. Gateway is taken down. Gerald is actually supply blocked awkwardly here. Zealot gonna try to chase it down. Concussive shells. Oh, went the wrong way. Oh, unfortunate. Storm in production. Ooh, that's a long chrono. A full Storm research here. He's going to try to complete. Just keeps chronoing it. If he can get there. Even a feedback onto the Raven would help a lot in dealing with this army. Another Brew Zealot taking a look. Yep, that's an army. And the... Ooh, that's a lot. Storm. He's still working on it. The anti-armor missile hits most of the Zealots, though. Coats the rest here. Dorito dustings for everyone. Self-esteem and armor reduction. The Raven is taken out. Storm still 20 seconds from completing, and at this point, even a couple full Category 5 Storms might not be enough damage, as the medevac count is more than high enough. He's gonna try pre-splitting there. I mean, that's about as good as you could ask for. Not even remotely close to enough. Cure weathers it, and he moves his way forward, tying up the series. Though not as clean or as careful, or clean or decisive, I guess, as it could have been. It ended decisively, but Cure looked a little shaky there as he couldn't decide on whether he wanted to kill the Dark Shrine, do a counterattack. Kind of up in the air, quite literally, with those medevacs. But here we go. The decider. Game 3 between the Korean Terran and the Polish Protoss. Looks like we're going to be building the gateway in the base for now. I approve. Honestly. Oh, I'm so close to getting with the Zealot. Like I said, we could have gone home early. Well, you're probably already at home. And we may have added a bonus game in that case. But, metaphorically gone home early. Gerald taking a quick glance around. I don't think Cure... Well, Cure's been known to proxy Rex before, but that's usually a desperation tactic for him as well, so... Okay, against Dark or Maru. Cure actually surprisingly solid against Maru. A real competitor. Not better in TVT, but it is the clash, like Maru almost overplaying himself. Then again, that also wins him games too, so. Gonna do a little bit of dancing around trying to delay the command center. Marginally, a very mild yet noticeable inconvenience. Have to bring another SCV down unless you want to float that CC over, and that's just annoying. Yep, probe comes back in. The lack of a Marine at this timing already has told him that it's going to be a Reaper. I don't think he even scouted for the gas, but the timing gives it away a bit. Gerald gets out. Probe. Working its way home. Long road. Dangerous one. The Reaper is on the hunt. Do the thing. Show me the thing. Wait, did he get close enough to see the twilight? He did not. Good placement there by Gerald to deny that scouting. Reactor, and then a factory on the way for Kira back at home. Oh no! Ah, the probe gets a one zap in before being heartlessly murdered by the Reaper. He thought he was safe. But there's no such thing as safety. Spylon was placed, though. Adept? Actually, surprisingly effective. Only one Marine here. Hellion coming out as well. Believe the Adept Shade saw it. He's gonna try to make his way out. SCV in that bunker. Spylon spotted. And the Adept will be denied entry yet again by that confounding and infuriating door technology. Robo, as well as Blank, so a very middle of the road safe opener out of Gerald. Here. No door. Don't mind if I do. It's like you're inviting me inside. Well, the probe's not going to be hyped about that. Not getting as many kills as he could have. 3 overall, but also gets a full scout alongside it. So, not a horrible trade-off, considering. All right, we're going to continue slapping down gateways. 4-gate blink, instead of just taking a third here for Gerald. Going to try to make it happen on one of the easiest... Well, one of the most effective blink maps in the pool. There's just so much space to work with towards that main. Already a siege tank on the way as just trying to scout the edge of his own main. The main base is massive here on Dragon Scales. But a Whittle Mine drop comes in. Gerald reacts. Pulls back one. Some prairie dogging. Gonna try to wait out Blink here. Sacrifices another. And leaves the medevac at the back. But Prism ready to warp in. Gonna juggle some of the adepts into the Prism. Adepts dropped out. Shading in. The supply depot providing that extra vision. Spots the whole army here. Surprised he completes. Ooh, maybe try to draw some siege tank fire, but not quite. Does get full vision of this. He's gonna do something. It's gotta be soon, as a second siege tank is on the way. We don't mind drop. Oh no, it burrows! Oh, Cure retargeting. Only ends up getting one. Could have been so much horribly worse. The Warp Prism is still just... Those Marines gonna be a little confused. Gerald realizes. Still no third base, by the way. Very important to note. Meanwhile, Cure making a bulwark here. Quite a cinematic-looking bunker. Gets it. And the medevac. No way. How many? Well, there's actually not too much in the main at the moment. Gerald... Potential opportunity here to get the damage done. I think you're... Well, he's clearly prepared to hold the main, but... Yeah, Gerald being very safe about it. Stim not quite done yet. Bit awkward. He's just kind of decided he's going to live here for a while. The siege tank's getting some hits off, but he's actually found the very edge of the range and cancels the third command center. That's kind of a huge deal. Some great micro there by Gerald. To make that happen. And now he's got Storm in production back at home. He's really zoning with these Blink Stalkers. He dealt with the mine drop. And with Storm, he has the potential to deal with the bio push that follows it up. All the pieces of the puzzle are coming together to unlock a victory. Oh, the Raven is still dangerous, but Storm Charge Lot is a lot less vulnerable. Well, the anti-armor missiles have been very helpful so far. It's not just interference matrix. Storm being chronoed out. Storm is very much done here. He's going to be able to pick up some of those Templar, potentially feed back the Raven. I got high hopes here. All right, it's time. Yes, that... A storm's coming. And Cure. Oh, the Raven. He's gonna hit the Reaper wall here. Might need to just rebuild that Cyber Core already. But one Stalker in the making, the Raven. Ah! Oh my god, he's done. But the Reaper wall might actually be the anvil on which he drops the Storm Hammer and melts through the army. The charge lots, the medevacs. One medevac gets out. The Cyber Core somehow lives. Still not a particularly not a cheap fight for Gerald, but a very important one. No, the Warp Prison. Oh no. That is happening a lot in this series. A lot of the wires getting crossed on the aircraft. Oh, trying to hide in between the dragon scales themselves. Kier lurking back there. The Stalkers should be able to deal with it. Oh, the medevac comes in. Gerald a little late. And that means Kier going to be able to get the damage done. Gonna kill 2, 3, 4 probes. That's the number. That's the total number. He's chasing down the Stalkers. Kier being really fancy with this micro here. But he's still got plenty of production besides. Gerald actually down to 56 for 62 workers. We got units all over the place. 4 effects. Oh, the doomliest drop we've seen so far. A scan at the front. Looking to set up the third. The army isn't there, but the spy line. I don't think Kira will go by it. The Cyber Core has not been rebuilt. This Cyber Core is 27 HP, which is not particularly much. Meanwhile, going for the center, catches the Widow Mines. And that recall is either going to have to be quick or not at all. Because we're about to go into something of a base trade. Oh, the medevacs fly right over the recall immediately. Where the Templar? Are there Templar? Beautiful storms. Catches the probes. Whatever. He's going to be able to clean it up. Beautifully done by Gerald. Perfect timing. I probably realized. And once again, Cure is forced to evacuate from the main. What is happening here? It's a disaster for Cure. His SCVs, the boys, have nowhere to go. They make their way back. He's gonna land his third anyways. A scan. Oh my god, is that the first time he saw the third? Is he just a... Oh. Pre-MPs, not enough. Storm on the back. Some feedbacks would be great on the Ghost. Oh no, another Warp Prism! Oh, it's a no-fly zone on this map. Oh my. Disastrous. For both sides. Wait. Oh, Disruptor is here. Cure. That's nothing but air here. Gerald losing a lot. He's gonna lose the Ruptor as well. The game just continues swinging back and forth. I think Gerald has the momentum, but he lost a lot of important units. He lost a lot of Templar, the Disruptor, the Prism. That's his second Prism down. Second Robo on the way. You don't really have much time to rebuild those things. So now Cure has been allowed to stabilize somewhat, and that is dangerous. As if he can find his footing again, he can easily just walk all over you. But Gerald still has an opportunity. He's got a 4th base about to finish, whereas Cure still struggling. The armies are just... A scouting Disruptor. Oh no, EMP, but he pops a medevac with a feedback. The Terran army, though. I don't know, he doesn't quite have another EMP. But charge lots into the main just when you thought things were starting to get a little calmer. They get more dramatic again. Gerald, there's actually nothing. He has no reinforcements here. Another prism will go down. He was trying to warp it on the other side. Widowmine is taken out. Chargebot slicing off. 7 SCVs down. Going for the tech labs now. Why not? Ground army coming together for Gerald. The supplies still so low, like relatively. 138, 135. Cure. Well, Gerald has a lot of money in the bank. He recalls the Zealots out of vision. So Cure might waste a little more time. 4 Zealot recall. A bold move. We'll see if it works out for him. Gerald now finally has that economy kicking in. Cure, well, wow. You can see that right there. But Cure trying to even it out with some mules. 2 Colossi. Extended Thermal Lance is done. He's had the Robo-Bay for quite a while. Cure, now on the ropes. It's been a rough series for him. A lot of turbulence with those medevacs. And it's going to cost it. So much of his army is just not with the fight here repeatedly. Disruptor glides back, giving him reprieve. Knocks out 2 ghosts with it. That borrowed time was all he needed. And 3 extended thermal lens colossi. A good concave here. EMP, but the Marauders don't look like they'll be quite enough. Medevacs, well, 7 SCVs down. It looks like there was 1 Zealot that slipped into the natural. A scan, but has he seen the left corner here? He has not. So, Cure still thinks he's on okay economic footing. But that left corner is... He's just scanning everywhere. Maybe he expects an observer, because it feels like Gerald just always where Cure is not. But he's just sending it. The technical term. Oh, lost the Stalker there. Disruptor a bit off the mark. The orbital itself is vulnerable. Where were the Vikings? Oh, there's another prism. Missile turret trying to save the day. Disruptor takes a chunk. Storms across the board. A menagerie of splash damage here. But Marauders are holding the line. The Vikings are knocking down the Colossi, but charge lots in the main. Just slaughtering SCVs. And while the Vikings might knock down the Colossi, there's nothing left to fight the ground army. And I think Gerald's done it. He's finally pulled apart the Terran. Cure looking every which way but the way he needs to. It's been a brutal series for the medevacs, for the war prisms. But at the end of the day, the Polish Protoss will reign supreme. And Gerald takes it 2-1 in statistically one of the largest upsets I've seen in quite a while. And yes, Cure had a rough series there, but Gerald hung right with him and was able to pull a victory through the fire and the flames of crashing medevacs. Oh, beautiful. Dramatic, destructive StarCraft. That's what I love to see. And hopefully what you do as well. If you got the means and motivation, it'd be awesome if you check out Patreon and like and subscribe either way. Thank you for watching. I hope I made your day a little bit better. Jimmy, 1,123 likes. Catch up the series. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Good luck. Have fun. Stay tuned.